What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're back again for a Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw's show last night from September 10th, 2018, where we had Triple H respond to HBK and The Undertaker's promo from last week. We had Mick Foley here to, they say, celebrate the 20th anniversary of his Hell in a Cell match from King of the Ring 1998, but that was in June, so the fact that they even said that made, like, for the fact that they said he was coming to celebrate that made absolutely no sense. They did show a nice little video package of the Hell in a Cell that they were talking about tonight. And of course, other than those two things, which were the biggest talking points of this show, we had apparently Authors of Pain is no more. It's just AOP. Them being fallen victim to Vince McMahon liking to shorten everything. What happened with Rusev? He was Alexander, now he's Alexander Rusev, now he's just Rusev. Cesaro was Antonio Cesaro, and now he's just Cesaro. Big E had Langston on his name, and they got rid of that. It's just Vince McMahon's obsession with shortening everything. They're no longer the Authors of Pain, they're just AOP. Just like they took World Wrestling and shortened it to WWE. What is Vince McMahon's entire thing with that? I don't know. I guess going around, the rumor going around, the talk going around is the reason why they even have Drake Maverick as their manager is because of the fact that Vince McMahon felt that Paul Ellering was too old. He was too old, and he looked old for the for Raw. So it's like, yeah, whatever. Worked just fine with them in NXT, so that makes no sense. And speaking of 205 Live, why is Leo Rush, the man of the hour, the man with the man of the hour, why is he becoming motivation for Bobby Lashley? Leo Rush, a heel. Leo Rush, a heel, is now being motivation for a babyface so far, Bobby Lashley. Why? Why are we? You had Drew Gulak, who last week was in the attack on the Shield and at the opening segment this week, but then you have Drake Maverick and Leo Rush being also integrated into Monday Night Raw. So, what is the deal? We're gonna have 205 Live reintegrated in onto Monday Night Raw in different formats, or are we just gonna sit here and use these three guys right here? It just makes no sense. Why? You have these guys as wrestlers, except for Drake Maverick, of course, pigeonholed to 205 Live, but you have Drake Maverick be AOP's manager, and it looks like Bobby Lashley has his own manager in Leo Rush, which, in my opinion, makes no sense why Leo Rush is becoming the manager for anybody. I mean, yes, the guy has a mouthpiece. Quite honestly, if you want to give Bobby Lashley a mouthpiece, fine, I guess that's fine. But you gotta have Bobby Lashley turn heel first. He's still a babyface, and with the explanation of Kevin Owens and why he was gone for only a week, it just makes no sense why you're gonna have Bobby Lashley get a heel mouthpiece as his motivational tool. It just makes no sense whatsoever. What else happened last night that I got to see right here? Let's see. We had Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. It was supposed to be Alicia Fox last week. They said Bliss and Fox last week, but they changed it to Mickie James. I don't really care. It just is what it is. We also had the Bella twins back on Monday Night Raw this week with Nikki taking on Ruby Riott. Give me a noose and let me hang from it. But the show, we do have to congratulate Renee Young because she has taken over as a permanent voice of Monday Night Raw. It is only her second week in a row. Hopefully, I'm hoping that they will not take her from being a good voice to killing whatever she was good at and just making her sound robotic as we go. We will find out as time moves on how as the permanent how being the permanent announcer on Monday Night Raw goes. I mean, it is just the start of this. It sounds natural now, but as with anyone else, will they just degrade her and kill her off as we go? The show started off with Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman in the middle of the ring, and they addressed what happened last week. by saying, and they didn't come alone. They had the AOP, Elias, and all the other heels, including Drew Gulak and others with them. So Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Braun Strowman address what happened, what they did last week, until the Shield finally make their return.
We told you so. We told you so. We told you so. There is only one way to describe what happened to the Shield last week. Tell him, big man.
We beat them down. The only reason he still has the universal championship around his waist is because he's a coward.
No, the only reason Roman Reigns still has the Universal Championship around his waist is because you beat them down the last 2 weeks. But you already cashed in your money in the bank for Hell in a Cell. Instead of holding your briefcase until we got to Sunday, you gave it to Baron Corbin. So when you had them beat down after the tag team match against Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler when they foolishly turned you heel, and last week when the Shield was completely beat down with you and a bunch of heels, you had 2 opportunities to cash in Money in the Bank and be the Universal Champion. And what did you do? You did the exact opposite of what somebody should have done. So no, the only reason he does still have the Universal Championship is because they made you look like a fucking idiot. That's why he's still Universal Champion, you moron.
Business on his own. Roman, you have justice. I have my dogs of war. And you see, the Shield has been running for far too long, thinking they can get away with anything they want. They found out last week their strength in numbers failed to compare to anything that is my pack.
Every one of you last week, you made a choice. It was a hard choice to make, but you did it. You stood up to the Shield. You stood up to their bullying. You stood up for what was right. And most importantly, you stood up for yourself.
The Shield from 2012 to 2014 were running roughshod over the entire Raw locker room, SmackDown too, because the brand split was dead by then. And they know this was the first time that the entire heel or babyface locker room decided to come out and beat them down. Why? Why now? What makes now different than before? Oh, that's right. Roman is getting booed heavily, and we have to do everything we can to get him cheered. That's why this is happening, but they won't ever tell you that.
WWE Universe, can you feel that? The balance of power has shifted. Now we are in control. Now we are running wild, and tonight we will carnage. We will set an example for each and every one of you when we dismantle and dismember the BT Tag Title rematch.
That's all thing compared to what I get these hands on Roman this Sunday.
Oh, you're probably wondering why are the Beats getting their tag team title rematch tonight and not at Hell in a Cell. More on that later.
We're both locked inside Hell in a Cell.
And the Shield finally make their way down.
We're not going to have to wait. There's going to be hell to pay from last week. And the Shield separating competitors.
I mean, Seth Rollins just does like a stage dive off the barricade onto like 4 or 5 or 6 people. You're burying. Here's the thing. They are burying every single talent that is a heel for the Shield. They are. Because the Shield just come out and whip their asses.
The sea of superstars, Ambrose and Reigns, taking the fight outside the ringside ringside area, and the Shield now striking first and striking hard.
But how long can the Shield keep up this fight? They're outnumbered badly.
This is the Shield. You've got to take all comers.
Wait a minute.
Ambrose has a black duffel bag and pulls out 3 axe handles. Yes, axe handles.
Dean Ambrose with a double bag full of equalizers.
How do you make the Shield more dangerous? You give them axe handles.
And Ambrose and Rollins and Reigns paid off. Payback from last week.
Now they're striking anything that moves.
Time to let the entire locker room put on blast.
Yeah, but Strowman.
Can I just say something now? You have the Authors of Pain, AOP, I guess now, Elias, the Ascension, Mike Kanellis, who is nothing. And then you look and you see Kevin Owens. Are we supposed to forget that from Backlash until SummerSlam, Kevin Owens has been going, has been tormented and abused by Braun Strowman? Now we're supposed to forget all that? It's like, oh, the summer is over. Braun Strowman's a heel. You need to forget about everything that you just seen. Every single thing for the last 4 or 5 months. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens have been at each other. Braun Strowman has been in the thorn of Kevin Owens' side, or vice versa. We're supposed to forget all that. Really? For the Shield? Give me a fucking break.
And McIntyre wisely retreated.
And that was the end of that clip right there. Let's see. Yeah, we come to the back. When they showed a nice little clip from the YouTube channel of Nikki and Brie, who really cares, of them coming to the arena. And apparently the Riot Squad got into their locker room and wrecked it, put a bunch of stuff on the wall and everything, blah blah blah. So we got Ruby Riot versus Nikki Bella in a little bit. But before that, we had the Shield in the back with their axe handle still, with the cops pretty much telling them, getting them to not get arrested again. Baron Corbin had to come in to try and hold things down before, again, they get arrested. But in a few seconds, once this ad comes up, you'll hear what has to be said.
Repeat of last week. But we know what happened last week. Need you here. At least I don't think. Guys, drop the weapons. You don't want to get arrested for a police officer. Three, you're going to. I want you here competing on Raw, not destroying everything in your path. Guys, listen, a little bit of reason. These officers will be inclined not to arrest you. The Shield has to vacate the premises immediately. Otherwise, Roman, Seth, 2 will have to forfeit your titles. 3 of you will go to jail for a long, long time.
Might as well have Seth Rollins vacate his title. It's become an afterthought at SummerSlam. He wins the title at SummerSlam. The very next night, him and Shield come back together, and what has he done with the Intercontinental title since? It has become an afterthought. It's not even used right now. Why? What's the point of him being Intercontinental champion if you're just going to have him not even defend it? What happened to open challenges? He did, I think, an open challenge the next night, and he won that match or something. But he hasn't done anything since. So what's the point?
Hey. No problem. No problem.
Baron Corbin already regretting he dropped the general manager, how much the show has just been lost since. So, Nikki Bella versus Ruby Riott Why? More big. Oh, by the way, I got a jobber entry. What the fuck? Nikki Bella wins this with the Rack Attack 2.0. What did you expect? And then they hit us to the back, and we have Drake Maverick giving a pep talk to the AOP. He's already lost his flak jacket. He's just coming out with the camo, knee pads, and a tank top with the gloves. Like, really? And yes, they are no longer the authors of pain. They are just AOP. I'm sorry for the hiccup. It's just I don't know what's going on with me right now. AOP, bunch of jobbers that looked like they were smaller than me. They looked like they were maybe 5'1", 5'2", and the AOP would win this match. So yay, the AOP are back. Give me the AOP versus some tag team. I don't care who it is, but even Corey Graves says this is less than adequate competition for the AOP. So why in the hell would I sit there and care about what the AOP have to say or what the AOP have to do? They are doing exactly with them that they did with the Ascension. Bunch of nobodies, and then the person who's supposed to be behind them, the heel, is starting to, talk down on them. So, yeah, no. Here is Triple H telling how he's going to put The Undertaker down in not Saudi, but Australia.
The night after SummerSlam, I stood in this ring. I told you the end was back. That out of respect, mutual respect, The Undertaker and I would face each other one last time in Melbourne, Australia. After that, the legends came out of the woodwork. They gave their predictions and their opinions on who would win. Polls were taken. Who will win, The Undertaker or Triple H? And as expected, The Undertaker was chosen almost across the board. The thing is, at this level, those opinions and predictions, they don't bother you. They don't mean anything, or at least they shouldn't. Which is why it was so shocking to me when Sean here last week to give his opinion who would win. It bothered one man so much. The Undertaker, the Phenom, the Dead Man, The Undertaker. It's almost laughable to me to think about it. The Undertaker was bothered by Shawn Michaels' opinion. The Dead Man. Like, I don't get it. I watched that back and it made me mad. It made me really mad because somehow I felt like The Undertaker had lost respect for Shawn, that The Undertaker had lost respect for me. So I watched it back. And when I watched it back, I realized that wasn't the case at all. The Undertaker hadn't lost respect for Shawn. He hadn't lost respect for me. The Undertaker had lost respect for himself. To prove that, I have to look no further than the fact that he didn't show up here to tell me to my face. See, the truth is, I guess, that if you go back to that series of matches years ago at WrestleMania, the 4 matches with The Undertaker, the truth is, he was never quite the same after that, was he? Things would go downhill.
I 100% agree with Triple H on everything he says from this point on.
The aura would go away. The streak would go away. The mystique would go away until all that was left is what you see of The Undertaker now. Just a reputation.
100% correct. The Undertaker has not been The Undertaker since WrestleMania 29. Since he lost the streak to Brock Lesnar, it hasn't been The Undertaker anymore. It's just a reputation. People don't see him and care about the entrance. It's just a reputation. That's all he has been for the last 4 years, 5 years, whatever it's been. It has been the Undertaker has actually been killing, like hurting his legacy as he continues to go on. It's just on, can't live off reputation alone. The Undertaker should be retiring by this time next year. We should not even see the Undertaker anymore. But I agree with Triple H 110% on this.
But Dead Man, you said one thing last week that was true. Now it's personal. So in Melbourne, Australia, out of the last little bit respect that I have left for you, Dead, I will put you down.
Just a good promo. Triple H, of course, just shows that he can cut a great promo, hyping the match up. Because, quite honestly, I don't want to see the match, but that promo, the end of it, 100% agree again. Undertaker for the last 4 years, when he lost to Brock Lesnar, that should have been it. If you're going to have this guy go in there and lose the streak, end his career, end the match, that's it, that's done. Nope, he went on to face Bray Wyatt, went on to face, who the heck, WrestleMania 32, who did he face at WrestleMania 32? I can't remember. Then, of course, he wrestled Roman Reigns last year, and then, of course, he faced John Cena this year. So what the hell has Undertaker done since WrestleMania 20? Since pretty much WrestleMania 30, nothing. He has gone downhill. He isn't the Undertaker we've seen for WrestleMania 25, 26, 27, 28, and of course 29 with CM Punk. But that should have been it. The WrestleMania 28 match against Triple H, and they said was the end of an era, should have been the final match with Triple H, Undertaker, and the last time you've seen either of those two wrestle. Triple H also has gone down a little bit. He isn't as, he ain't no spring chicken either. Both of them have gone down, but Undertaker has gone down a little bit further than Triple H when it comes to that. So next week we will have the Undertaker with a response, and of course next week we'll start the full-on build for the the Super Showdown. Even though they've been building it more than they have, this match itself has been building more than we had for majority at Hell in a Cell. Then we had Drew McIntyre and Dolph versus the B Team in the Raw Tag Team Title match. Why are you having the B Team look like they are such a strong-willed team when they are not? Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler end up winning this one with the Claymore Zigzag combo. I really want a name for that. So in the comment section below, if you have a name for the Zigzag Claymore, let me know. Post-match, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, not in Shield garb, in their normal wrestling attire, come in and attack Drew and Dolph Ziggler, sending those two reeling. And then, so you know where this is going. Anybody who can predicted it right. We will have a tag team title match between Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Seth and Dean. So in the span of 2 months, I'm going to say it now, within the span of 2 months, Dolph Ziggler is going, not even 2 months, like a month. In the span of a month, Dolph Ziggler is going to lose 2 championships to Seth Rollins. Isn't that sad? Losing your championship to the Intercontinental title and then having to go and wrestle the same guy for the tag team titles that you just won a week ago, and you're going to lose them in 6 nights. They show us highlights of the King of the Ring match. I don't know why the hell they want to talk about this, but it is. Then we go to the back and we have Baron Corbin and the guys known as Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. And they look to press charges on Baron Corbin for what happened last week. Because, who called the cops on Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns?
They get arrested? Look, I told you what would happen. Shield didn't leave.
Shield, they're gone, man. You watched them leave, and look, if I know those guys as well as I think I do, they're probably bellied up in a bar somewhere on Bourbon right now. You know what I mean?
This is Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, 2 of us. Isn't this? Well, that's semantics. You knew what I meant. That's a blatant disrespect to my authority.
Nobody respects your authority.
And arrested again? What, like you had us arrested last week?
No, last week, to prevent the two of you from going to jail.
Cut the crap, Corbin. Somebody had us arrested last week. 25 years of Monday Night Raw. People been coming in, raising hell, starting fights, and finally the Shield gets arrested last week. Come on. You know,
I mean, yeah, seriously, we've had Braun Strowman flip over an ambulance, Braun Strowman throw Roman Reigns off of a loading dock, and yet you're gonna pretend like and no one's been arrested besides like what, Stone Cold Steve Austin back in 1999, something like that. Yeah, exactly. All this stuff that's happened, we had Braun Strowman get almost murdered by Roman Reigns in the back of an ambulance. No arrest happened. So yet last week we had just a pull apart brawl. What happens? They still get arrested. I still want to know who the fuck thought that was a good idea.
Ron, Dolph, Drew, they didn't get arrested. Funny how that works, huh?
Fair point.
Then we show up just in time to get jumped from behind by a bunch of goons that remind me a lot of you.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Look, what I'm getting at, that your threats are as bogus as charges from last week. But you know what's not a bogus charge? Falsifying these.
Oh, what are you, some jailhouse lawyer? Ridiculous.
I've actually got someone who disagrees with me.
Yo!
This is a sheriff from right here in parish. He's prepared to issue a warrant for arrest.
What? Get the hell out of here. This is ridiculous. You got no proof.
Okay, you know what? I didn't go down like that. Sheriff, he's all yours.
You have the right to remain. Anything you say can and will be used for the law. You have the right to attorney. Not afford an attorney. One will be. Hold on. We talk about this in private for.
Okay. All right. Cool. The idea wasn't outside that.
It wasn't technically I mean, I was technically.
For whatever reason, Dean Ambrose and the sheriff walk out of the office and he just starts randomly talking about a car search. I don't know what the hell's going on right here.
Speed. I think it should be a speed. Reasonable speed limit. Then there's, I gotta get something.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Officer, look, thank you very much. Appreciate your help, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna need to press charges. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah. Call you next time. Anytime.
Oh, good grief. Oh boy, we know where that's going. You know exactly where that's going. Kevin Owens versus Tyler Breeze was supposed to be a match, and Kevin Owens attacks Tyler Breeze before the match, which I don't understand why it's like, oh, well, we're going to have Kevin Owens come out here. He's going to attack Tyler Breeze beforehand. As soon as he throws Tyler Breeze back into the ring, and Tyler Breeze fights back, ring the freaking bell. That's all you got to do is ring the bell. But no, he doesn't ring the bell. So Kevin Owens put the powerbomb outside on the apron, and then Kevin Owens explains to us why he's back already.
Weeks ago, I walked away from this place, and I gotta say that felt great. But immediately, the acting general manager, Baron Corbin, called me and begged me. He begged to reconsider and come back. Because unlike all of you, and unlike the people in the back, Baron Corbin recognizes my value as the true MVP of Monday Night Raw. So I agreed to come back under one condition, and that's I'm not held accountable for what I do to my opponents. My job is to do whatever I want, whenever I want. What I just did, that embarrassment up there, I'm just doing my job. Last week when I helped destroy the Shield, I wasn't doing anybody any favors. No, I did it because I wanted to, because guess what? I am as sick of the Shield as everyone else. Once again, just doing my job. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and there's not a thing anyone can do about it. But there is someone everyone can blame. His name is Bobby Lashley. Yeah, Bobby Lashley, because he is the sick maniac who intentionally injured my best friend, Sami Zayn. He is the reason why Sami has been on the shelf for months instead of by my side where he belongs. You want to know why I quit? I quit because of Bobby Lashley. But he's also the reason I'm back. And what I did last Monday to Bobby Lashley is only the beginning. And everyone better get it right. For anybody who may have forgotten, let it be a stern reminder that this is still the Kevin Owens show. And on this show, you can expect three things from now on: anarchy, agony, and destruction. And it is all Lashley's fault.
Okay, I want to know one thing is, how is all of this Lashley's fault? And secondly, if this leads us to have an inkling of what Kevin Owens was in NXT, where he gave no fucks and did whatever the hell he wanted to, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, as long as it leads to Kevin Owens actually being Kevin Owens and not the bitch that he's been since he's been back on Monday Night Raw. Whether this all factors into Lashley, I have no goddamn clue, but we will have to wait and see. We had Brood and Gable versus the Ascension again, and it looked like Chad Gable did most of the work, if not all the work, again. So this is obviously leading to a Bobby Roode heel turn, which is much needed. Raw, for whatever reason, and I don't know who on the board of whoever decides to make these nominees for the People's Choice Awards, has nominated Monday Night Raw for Show of the Year. Have you blind fools even watched an episode or even 10 minutes of a Monday Night Raw? Give me a fucking break if anyone even thinks that Monday Night Raw is even worthy of even close to being Show of the Year. Give me a fucking break. None of these Monday Night Raws. Yes, maybe a segment here or there, like last week with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. This week with Triple H. 2 weeks ago, like the week after night after SummerSlam with Triple H. Yes, there have been a few inklings of good television on Monday Night Raw, but Show of the Year? Give me a fucking break. Who did they beat out to even nominate? Please. Give me a break. So we go to the back and we have the Dogs of War, as Braun Strowman like to call them, in the back when Baron Corbin comes in and makes a match for Hell in a Cell.
Out there. Why are the Shield back in this building? That is not talked about. You guys know that. I know that. Oh, great. Take care of the Shield situation or what?
Not exactly. Louisiana operates under what's called the Napoleonic. Well,
I don't know what that means.
But I do have news. Drew, Dolph, this Sunday, you guys will defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
You're rewarding them for attacking us?
Give us one bloody good reason why you would ever do that.
Look, I have one really good reason, but besides that, Hell in a Cell is my first pay-per-view as acting general manager. And while Stephanie McMahon wants it to be huge, a tag team title match between you guys, that's epic. And Braun, as for you, Stephanie wants you to take the Universal Championship in Hell in a Cell.
Good. But right now, I'm going big dog hunting.
It is absolutely true. Everyone has been saying that the reason that they gave Dolph Ziggler and McIntyre the tag team titles is so Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins could take them from them. So that's exactly what we're going to get. Is that by the time Hell in a Cell is over, unless some miracle happens and WWE has seen the light, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns are going to hold every single title. It's going to be like Evolution 2.0 from 2000 and from the end of 2003 until WrestleMania, when at Armageddon they held every single title. But the difference was you had 4 men in Evolution, you only have 3. So Seth Rollins is about to become a double champion again. Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. The biggest portion and talk of this match is the fact that Alexa Bliss and Mickie James worked on Ronda Rousey's ribs. So we get to Sunday's show, he will not be 100%, so they can have that excuse why Alexa Bliss has any chance of doing anything to Ronda Rousey is because she is going to be not at 100% when the show goes on the air and their match happens. Ronda Rousey puts in the armbar to win this match for Natty and herself. Post-match, Alexa Bliss with a cheap shot from behind, which in the back they do have a post-match with them, with Ronda Rousey and Natalya, with Ronda Rousey not too happy, and she can't wait to get through Hell in a Cell.
Congratulations on your victory tonight, but Ronda, how are your ribs? Are you going to be 100% for Sunday?
Fine. I was hurt. I'm still going to be Hell in a Cell. I have never pulled out of a fight in my life. And it's not because I've never been injured, but because on my worst day, I'm still the best.
Was she about to cry? Was Ronda Rousey really about to cry? Seriously. Was Ronda Rousey about to cry? That's what I want to know. And then Elias, who does this dude even wrestle anymore? Does Elias even wrestle anymore? Seriously. This dude comes out, drums his guitar, and gets interrupted, trashes the town before he gets interrupted, trashes maybe a local sports hero or celebrity, and then gets interrupted, and that's that. He's hardly ever wrestled in the last, I don't know. He should have won the Intercontinental title from Seth Rollins back at, what was it? Extreme Rules or the one before that, whichever one it was. He should have won the Intercontinental title, but I think they missed the boat on Elias. But he gets interrupted by Mick Foley, who has an announcement coming for Hell in a Cell.
Heels tonight, the shield that ruined my performance earlier. There was something about you guys, you just feel out of place. It feels like you're lost, Is it because the Saints lost yesterday?
There's the
Let me tell you something, guys. Drew Brees would not say this to your face, but he told me he is sick of representing this rundown, filthy city. Let me just tell you that my song can save you all. It can bring you back to life, but right now I need you all to silence your cell phones. Hold your applause, and most importantly, shut your mouth.
Let's skip ahead so we don't, get hit with copyright claim.
Bone in your body.
Did Mick Foley have some kind of mouth surgery or something? Because he does sound like he's speaking. He doesn't have the same voice that he had when he was the general manager. He lost, but he's had some kind of mouth work or something done lately.
Sincere. Look, Mick, I know why you're here, okay? You're out here because you want to talk about the 20th anniversary of the infamous Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker. Now listen, I'd be lying if I were to say that wasn't a special moment, that you something special. I mean, that is the stuff of legend. That was then. This is now. And you're standing in the ring with Elias. And I am standing in the ring with a broken man. a broken man who is singing the same sad song he's been singing for the last 20 years, and he barely remembers the words.
I actually didn't come here to talk about the past. I came here to address the future.
Oh, the future. You want to talk about the future? Well, guess what, Mick? You're talking to the future.
Keep your head straight, your eyes on the prize. I see in front of me a future WWE Universal Champion. I'm not talking about someone dominating for years to come. I'm talking about the very near future, 6 nights from tonight. You see, despite my differences with Stephanie McMahon, I live very close to a short ferry ride away from Connecticut. So uninvited, unannounced, I arrived and made her a proposition. I said, Stephanie, with the Cell 20th anniversary rolling around, don't let me be the guy on the couch watching the show. For the sake of history, let me play a role. Let me ring the bell. Let me keep the time. Let me...
Mick, if I know Steph like I do, my guess is that she laughed right in your face.
She did. Right in my face. And then I reminded her of a moment in time after I'd been thrown off that massive structure. They brought a gurney, a stretcher on wheels out, but there was nowhere for the gurney to go. So the massive cell started ascending towards the heavens, the Undertaker on top. And as that stretcher rolled out, the fans, they knew. They didn't think they knew. That match was over. But on that one night, because there was an element of magic out there that made me feel like I was tougher and stronger and braver than I'd ever been before. I know for a fact tougher and stronger and braver than I'll ever be again. I found the strength to roll off that gurney. And as I began to ascend that massive structure one more time, there was an electricity in the air. And if you could have bottled it to the source, you could have lit up the city of Pittsburgh for a week. And so I explained to Stephanie my challenge. How can I feel as alive as that night 20 years ago when I was almost dead? Well, I'm here to tell you that 6 nights from now, I'm not going to be ringing a bell. I'm not going to be keeping time. I won't be around ringside at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view at all. You see, when that door slams shut on Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, when their future meets my past and the future becomes now, I'll be locked inside with them as a special referee at Hell in a Cell. Baby!
And you know why they still don't have faith that Roman Reigns is getting cheered enough. So when Roman hits that one spear, that one faithful spear, 1, 2, 3, and Mick Foley's holding his hand and handing him the title, they expect everybody to shower him cheers. You are more likely to get not Braun Strowman, but Mick Foley booed than Roman Reigns cheered. What the fuck? There is absolutely no reason whatsoever that we need to see Mick Foley in the middle of a ring as a special guest referee. Period. None. None at all. I don't want to see it, and I know most people don't want to see it. There is no reason for Mick Foley to be there on Sunday. Now, before Mick Foley left, he did say that he was allowed to make one match. And that match was Elias versus Finn Balor. So Elias, after it seemed a month and a half or two since he's wrestled, he faced Finn Balor, but he ended up losing Finn Balor by a fluke roll-up. So, yeah, Finn Balor beat Elias with a roll-up after Elias got embarrassed by Mick Foley. It does again show that Mick Foley can, unlike most in this world, cut a much better promo than majority of the locker room. Then they talk about the fact that last week that Bobby Lashley's ribs were injured by the hands of Kevin Owens, and he's back at it in the weight room with a little motivation.
It's the man, the myth, the legend, Bobby Lashley, lifting those weights, injured ribs, but we're still getting it in. Because that is exactly what we do. Low weights, high reps. Low weights, high reps. You know what? Every great man needs a great man of the hour. And that's why I'm here. This is exactly why I'm here. No man looks like me.
No man smells like you. Know what you smell like? You smell like money. Look like money. I know you like money. Don't you like money? You do realize. All right. Look, I'm just here to motivate you. My man, Leo Rush. Motivate me, Leo. Come on. Okay. Okay. This is it. The man of y'all motivating Bobby Lashley. The low weights, high reps. Low weights, high reps. Injured ribs or still getting it in.
Why? Why does Bobby Lashley have Leo Rush? I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. I just watched this like 20 minutes ago before, like about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago, whatever. And I still don't get why the hell is Bobby Lashley instructed by Leo Rush? This guy should be building a reputation on 205 Live to win the Cruiserweight Championship. He does not have time to manage Bobby Lashley. What the hell is going on here? Somebody tell me. I don't get it. I don't at all. Then we had Braun Strowman come out. He called out Roman Reigns. Eventually comes out. And you could just hear the crowd was conveniently muted the entire time Roman Reigns' music was being played. Conveniently, the entire time. Roman was on the announce table. They brought on stage. You couldn't hear the crowd at all. They muted the crowd except for murmurs. You couldn't hear boos or cheers or chants or anything. And Braun Strowman empties the announce table and goes to powerbomb it looked like, or something. Roman Reigns on the announce table. Roman picks him up, falls backwards onto a bunch. Samoan drops him onto a bunch of tables that were covered in black cloth, and yeah, that was how the show ended, with Roman Reigns holding the title up. You could still barely foul, but you could hear boos. Maybe some cheers from the kiddies and stuff, but you could mostly hear boos. So that was Monday Night Raw. There was, other than the Mick Foley Roman, like the Mick Foley stuff, the Triple H thing, nothing else really popped tonight. So Monday Night Raw, again, a dud, as usual. But that was your Monday Night Raw review. Make sure to find me on Twitter at TheFrontSpin, twitch.tv/TheFront08. You can hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like this video. Thank you to everybody who watched Unscripted last week, as well as the first episode, round 1, episode 1 of the Mae Young Classic 2018. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw for last week. I'll be back again tomorrow for SmackDown Live, where we will have the go-home for their portion of Hell in a Cell. Hopefully they do a better job, because so far SmackDown, like Raw, has just trash. Until then, my name is Franz. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.